It's tea time. I'm Danny with an I.
I'm Gory B Movie.
And we're Horror Addicts.
Are you ready to spill that tea?
Oh, yes. Let's spill the tea. Basically, we got a big old weekend coming up. May 2nd through 6th. We're going to be gone. We're taking an extra couple of days. We're going to be going to Crypticon, Seattle. It's going to be awesome. On Friday, what are you doing on Friday night?
You.
Well, other than that. Got a panel?
I'm going to Crypticon, Seattle.
Yeah, and then what panel you got going?
I have one panel. I am going to be assisting my dear friend, Tori, who is doing a panel on the most disturbing movies of all time. And last year, there was, 5 of us. She only invited me back last year because 2 of the guys didn't do anything. And I think Lorelai's probably busy, or she probably would have invited her too. Maybe she's inviting her. I don't know. But I know a big part of it is I was the only one who'd seen, all the movies. Mm-hmm. So, what does that say about me? What does that say about me? I did buy a shirt for the Most Disturbing Movies panel. It says, well, I like disturbing films, so fuck you and your baby. It's not the kind of thing you wear grocery shopping, but it's perfect for that panel.
Oh, I'd wear it grocery shopping.
Danny with an I would.
Definitely. My panel that night will be Best, Worst, and Most Unsung of 2024. And with the Oscars and all that stuff, we watch a lot of movies, so I know that we'll be very prepared for those as well.
Did you share the stream on all the places?
I shared it on a few places. Share it more later.
Alright, I was going to go share it, now I'm interrupting your stream, but...
I think I just shared it on Insta. Hey, there's Tori. She presented for the Oscars with us, along with Are You Afraid of the Dark podcast.
And I'm not.
No. You're not afraid of Are You Afraid of the
Dark? So what
are
you doing on Friday?
I'm doing Best, Worst, and Unsung of 2024.
Are you doing anything else?
Nope. Just that.
What's going on with my hair? So does anyone, nobody's watching, but if you were watching, would you know what my cosplay is? I'm thinking about making this a thing, because I'm going to wear this cosplay Sunday at Crypticon, and it's a really obscure one, so I thought about maybe bringing a prize in case somebody is able to guess it.
Yeah, I can tell what you are.
Yeah, because you
I would know otherwise, though.
So then what are we doing after that? So my panel is pretty late.
Yeah, after that, basically, I think we're just going to go up to the penthouse and party with all of our horror friends. It's
Your makeup looks so good right now. You look so smoky.
I know, thank you. You did such a great job on it.
You look so pretty.
I know.
So, what are you wearing Friday?
We'll meet up with our friend Ronnie. He's going to share a hotel with us. And then, we're going to go up to the penthouse after our panels. I think he's got a panel, too. I think he's in the Bear Trap one. Probably try and catch his before our start. And then, we're going to go up to the penthouse, and it's basically horror summer camp. We're going to meet up with all of our friends who are always just there, and we just miss them because we love seeing them on Crypticon. We do panels with them.
Friday's going to be a pretty chill night. So, and then we're going to dress up in our Oscars outfits, go to the after party.
Yeah.
I have so many curls.
Just going to get our drink on, just have a good time, maybe do some karaoke up there. They do all kinds of things up there. It's a lot of fun. And then we move on to Saturday, and I don't have any panels until 7 o'clock on Saturday.
I have 2 very early in the morning.
Well, you have, one at 1 or 1 at noon? Don't
ask me for times unless I have the schedule in front of me.
Well, I know that...
I can look it up for you, but dude, why you gotta call a girl out, live? Why you gotta make me look so messed up? We're live right now, girl. Girl, we are live.
I forgot you're blonde right now.
Oh my gosh, why are you trying to bury a girl?
Anyways, I know
the blonde wig is making me so sassy. And, oh my god, look at all my boobs. It's because I've got, the cinchiest corset on ever, and so, all the stuff that's supposed to be here is, here.
My corset does nothing. It's just for show.
Oh, this is it's pushing all of the things. So, this is mostly stomach fat, I guess.
My bra does all this. This isn't real, sadly.
So, yeah, I'm going to tell you when we get to Sunday what this cosplay is supposed to be.
Anyways.
So, I have a panel at noon, and I have one at 1. Ooh.
If you get ready in time, at 11, Frankenbabes is playing. That's Andrew Bowser's newest short film.
And why don't you tell him who Andrew Bowser is?
He is Onyx the Fortuitous. He presented Best Movie of 2024 at the Oscars this year. We're very thankful for that.
I presented an award at the Oscars.
Yes, you did.
I don't know if you remember
Best
that.
Horror Novel. And we have the actual physical award that we'll be sending the winner, won't we?
Yeah, for Paul Tremblay.
Yeah, Paul Tremblay.
A little slow.
For his movie, or his book, Horror Movie. I want to say movie because it's called Horror Movie, but it's a book. It was really good from what I caught of it. So,
it would be too on the nose if he called it horror book. He's trying to keep you guessing.
Right.
But it's a book about a movie.
Exactly.
What?
And they'll probably
Why are
make
you messing with our heads there,
What if
Paul
it gets
Tremblay?
turned into a movie? Then it'll be a movie about a book about a movie.
How avant-garde.
Right?
That's a little Interview the Vampire quote for you.
Oh, Devil May Cry is started or
Stop
something.
looking at Twitter, okay? I'm trying to share stuff. Girl, focus.
It's hard. That's what
All right,
she
I
said.
think I shared in like all the places I can. Yeah, so this corset thingy, it's so tight, like I can't even slouch. I have like perfect posture. Like I should have worn one of these back when I was in orchestra in school.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to feel them up. We don't do that. We don't. We're just like, what? These old things? What? We don't. I'm so blonde. It's so cute.
It is cute. You look really good in that cosplay. I hope
Thank
you all get it.
So let's talk about Saturday. When we get to Sunday, I'll tell you what this is.
So yeah.
And it's not done yet. So interesting little pun there. Because I bought a really cheap beginner sewing machine because I don't know how to sew. My buddy is coming over tomorrow and she's going to help me.
So what?
Becky Bout. And we're going to adjust the back so it closes up a little bit better. And then it's actually a dress, but it is the same top from the movie. I'm going to turn it into a shirt. So yeah, I think it's going to be fun. It's the most like work I've done on a cosplay. And it's the most obscure cosplay ever. But the person I'm cosplaying as, the actress, is there. And I think she will get it. And honestly, that's all I really care about.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Speaking of that, I will be cosplaying as Darcy that whole day and Saturday. Well, most of the day
Your
anyways.
smoky eyes look so good. Your eyes look huge.
This is kind of a test run for the hair and the makeup for Darcy. But
that's why we were
I'll
doing
wear
this today.
the
Because
male girl
I wanted to test our makeup and see how long it would take me. Because I did both of our makeup.
Yeah. But I'll be wearing the male girl outfit. But other than that, this is kind of a test run on that. So
Looks good.
Danni the male girl.
And I'm going to fix your curls before then. Well, your waves. It's wavy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll put new ones in.
And then, so we finally get to your panel.
So I have two, and I'm moderating both of them. So, and these are ones that I came up with too. So, like, I'm really excited about them. The first one is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, A Heroine's Journey. So what that is we're going to look at Buffy from where she starts in season 1 as somebody who's kind of rejecting her call to adventure, who doesn't want to do the vampire slaying. Like, if I find one, if I come across one, sure, I'll kill it. But, you know, she's not where she is like season 5, where she's willing to risk her life, like sacrifice her life for the world, you know, and she becomes somebody who gives up basically everything, you know, by the end of it. So we'll be looking at that journey and comparing it to the heroine's journey, which is very similar to the hero's journey that Joseph Campbell put together. Can't remember the name. Her name is like Maureen something who wrote that book, but it kind of goes off of that. And I'm really borrowing a lot from, there's a book by, I think her name's Valerie Estelle. I am so bad at remembering last names, but if you look up Buffy the Vampire Slayer, A Heroine's Journey, you can find this book on Amazon pretty easily. So I need to read that still. We're running out of time. Then, doing a lot of stuff, guys. Then I'm going to do a panel on witches in horror. And that's going to be basically looking at how witches in movies, and horror movies in particular, have changed in response to real world events. So, like, particularly like the rise of feminism, the satanic panic of the 80s, just various things like that, you know, how witches have changed. Like, one of the really interesting things I've learned, because we actually had quite a bit of witch movies back in the silent film era, and you could get away with a lot, even in the 50s and 60s when we had the Hays Code that really limited what you were able to depict on film, like any kind of sexuality, even just erotic dancing, like, and I'm not talking like getting naked, I'm talking about just you're moving your hips. Anything like that, the Hays Code would be like, that's too racy. But you could have witchcraft because their stance on it, like, you couldn't even say, like, oh God, anything religious was so like, ooh, don't say anything remotely blasphemous. But you could have witchcraft because their stance on it was all make-believe.
Fairy tale.
It's just, yeah, so they didn't really take it seriously. Whereas you get to the 90s with the craft, by then we have the rise of modern paganism. And that movie, they tried so hard for PG-13. They have exactly one fuck in it. Hey Chris, fuck you. Exactly one fuck. They kept the violence and stuff to a minimum because they wanted a PG-13. And then they come back and they get an R and they're like, but why? There's nothing in this movie. And they go, teenage girls doing witchcraft. You automatically would have gotten an R. And they're like, well, shit. We would have done more fucks.
But how come Sabrina didn't get an R on TV?
Television changes a lot of things too. Like, that's one of the things I was learning is, like, a lot of our television witches, Bewitched and all that, changed a lot of things too. But again, with Sabrina, she is a fantasy witch. She's a fantasy witch, so she is not real. She's like Casper the Friendly Ghost. She's not real.
She is friends with Casper.
Whereas in Wendy's friends with Casper.
Oh yeah, Wendy the witch. Never mind.
Whereas the girls in the craft, they're practicing a fictionalized version of modern Wicca. They even call it the craft. So since that's based in reality, you get an R rating.
She's friends with Archie. Sorry.
Yes, she's also friends with Archie.
There. That's what I meant, I guess.
So yeah, it's going to be really cool and in-depth and really nerdy and academic. And I just love doing that with horror because I just don't think we get to do that enough. I feel like so many people can do there's that one Jane Dillman and her whole fucking straight address. And I've seen people like talk for hours about that. And like, honestly, like, I want more talks like that, in-depth academic discussions about things like critters. That's what I want. That's the world I want to live in. That's kind of, I'm doing kind of an overhaul on my channel, and I have a new channel now, the Strange and Unusual Book Club channel, but I just want to do a lot more just really nerdy academic talks about just stupid horror movies that I like, that I don't think are really that stupid.
Yeah. There's a link to Gory Movies channel down below, but I'll make sure after we do this, I'll add a link to her book channel as well.
So then what happens?
Well, I don't have anything like I gotta do until like 7 p.m. So we're gonna then get into our Joe Bob and Darcy cosplays. And
I'm gonna be Joe Bob.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go meet them and say hi to them because we haven't seen them in a while, and we love to see them. I think this is like.
You guys want to see what I got? So I put a little Velcro on his belly, and I'm gonna put a little Velcro on my Joe Bob shirt, and then I'm just gonna have a little Ernie.
Yeah.
He's tiny, so he'll stay, but he looks, I mean, honestly, like, if you were to hold it down like that, or even to the side, like, he almost looks kind of real.
And since they have, like, the spider reptile people there, some people are walking around with real lizards on their shoulders, so a lot of people might think he is real. Well, so that's what we'll do. We'll go meet up with them, talk to them, but we don't interview them until the next day. I have, let's see, a dying...
I'm going to get my Joe Bob book signed.
Nice.
It's my birthday present for my dogs.
And since I'll be dressed up as Darcy, I'm going to be on the Dying to be Gorgeous panel, where we talk about everything from, like, The Wasp Woman to The Substance, and all those movies where people are just literally dying to stay gorgeous and young.
Usually I do, like, a brown lipstick on you, but you're looking good in this peach.
Peach. Peaches.
You look good.
Then I believe I have another one after that one with Ronnie. It's called Trio Woe, and it's a pro wrestling one. And me and Ronnie are pro wrestlers, so it's going to be easy. We've done this one before. We just talk about all the horror that's crossed over with wrestling, like the wrestlers who have horror characters like Bray Wyatt and Undertaker and stuff like that. But also all the wrestlers that have appeared in horror movies like Roddy Piper and They Live and Rey Mysterio and WrestleManiac and stuff like that. Recently, Jericho was in Dark Match, which is basically...
Oh, you should say Rey Mysterio Sr.
Yeah.
Was in WrestleManiac.
Yeah, not...
People may not know that.
I didn't say Junior.
I know, but I would clarify so people know.
Rey Mysterio Sr.
Because they might
WrestleMania.
be... Like, right now, there's Rey Mysterio Jr., and then he has his little weird baby who's always being
Dominic
mean to him.
Jr.
Yeah, he's mean.
Dominic Mysterio. Basically acts like he's Eddie's son, which is funny because when he was a little kid, they had, like... I guess who was going to be his parent was on a ladder. It was a Dominic on a ladder match, basically. If you got him up there, and you got the forms, and he would be officially your kid. So weird, because he was just a little kid, and now he's grown up in wrestling. And he just won a big title match on WrestleMania, so there you go. But yeah, we're just going to talk about wrestling and horror and stuff. And you know what? I know that
Sunny's here.
Darcy's got an awesome podcast where she talks about wrestling all the time, so no guarantee by any means. But since I'm the moderator of it, I'll definitely be inviting her to it. She can even join us up there if she wants. I know she's been doing some panels lately at other cons, so she might want to. She might not. It's all good. And then I think we're done for Saturday, so we'll go back up to the penthouse to party a little bit, but we're going to keep it pretty light this night because we got big things to do in the morning of Sunday.
I got big things to do Saturday morning. I'm just keeping it light because I'm a grown-up.
And we got, speaking of noon though, and speaking of Joe Bob and Darcy, that's who we are interviewing at noon on Sunday. It's going to be awesome. And this is what you're going to be wearing, huh? Your cosplay. You're going to be wearing that. I will just be wearing normal clothes.
You don't have any normal clothes.
Well, you know, I'll wear like my nice Evil Dead shirt.
Triple H was in Blade Trinity.
He was. And that movie also helped lead to Deadpool, so I'm glad. Because Ryan Reynolds got to basically become Deadpool because of that. He had to be a bad Deadpool for a while.
You're going to talk about like Santa's sleigh?
Yes, Goldberg and Santa's sleigh.
Darcy will love that.
Yes. Like I said, I'll even invite her. Maybe she'll come and join us.
It is one of the best Canadian films.
Yeah, all those Canadian actresses, like Fran Drescher getting killed right in the beginning with fire. That was hilarious.
Sunny, do you know what my cosplay is? It's really obscure, so if you don't know, don't feel bad.
But I think you might be able to cut it out and figure out what it is. And so yeah, then we interviewed...
I feel a little bit like Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors, even though she doesn't wear this.
Are you excited to interview Joe Bob and Darcy?
Well, of course. Are you excited?
That's like the biggest thing at Crypticon that we're doing this whole thing. It's going to be awesome.
So, yeah, I've worked like really hard up to this because I've only done 2 so far, but I got to do one with Jason, who's in charge of our panels, and that was with Christina Elise and Fiona Dorff, and I guess that went really well. And then I had my first solo one with Alex Vincent, and
Andy.
yeah, so now Danny and I get to do this one with Joe Bob and Darcy. It's Danny's first interview at Crypticon, so that's pretty exciting. But they're really, really nice, and I think the hardest interviews are when you get like one-word responses. But
Joe Bob doesn't give one-word responses.
They're both really easy to talk to. They're both very sweet, and we're big fans, so we naturally just have a lot of questions, and probably a lot of the same questions you guys do. But of course, if you have a question, be sure to leave it in the comments, and maybe we'll ask it.
Maybe.
Seattle Crypticon does have their own YouTube channel, and a lot of the interviews get posted there.
We're going to be talking to him on Saturday and at the interview and after the interview as well. So maybe even if it doesn't make it to that, we might still ask him your questions. So it doesn't hurt to.
So I'm really excited. We're huge fans. Like if you can't see everything in this room. There's so much Joe Bob stuff in this room. It's ridiculous.
And we've met them several times, and they're easy to talk to. Like they know us by name at this point, so
they're really good at remembering a lot of their fans.
They're very good at just kind of keeping in touch with the fans. So. Which makes them a lot more approachable and easy. So this is going to be a very laid-back interview. Not worried about it at all. Right after that, we got to go to our Jaws panel, though.
Yes. So that's another one I pitched, which is celebrating the 50th anniversary of Jaws, which I still think is one of the biggest summer movies ever, but it is definitely the first summer blockbuster. It used to be kind of like back in the day. Nobody expected audiences to go see summer movies because you're out having fun because it's summer. Just like how television doesn't do as well on Saturday nights because they assume a lot of people are out. So a lot of the good shows don't come on Saturday nights. Well, they used to think that about summer until Jaws came along, and it completely blew everything away. Even though it had all these troubles with production, Steven Spielberg was very, very new, so he hadn't made a name for himself yet. There's a lot of things that said that maybe this movie wasn't going to do really well, and it went beyond doing really well, becoming also one of the biggest like creature features of all time. There were so many like claws, like rip-off grizzly that came after it. Really launched that, but it also unfortunately did some bad things too, like led to a lot of sharks being killed. If you watch the movie Finn by Eli Roth, that's a documentary, it tells you a lot about that. And it's just really sad. It's the same reason why wolves were nearly eradicated.
Grimm's fairy tale kind of demonized wolves, so Jaws sadly demonized sharks.
It got people really revved up to go out there and hunt some sharks. And sharks, honestly...
They kill like maybe one person a year, where we kill thousands and thousands of sharks every year.
Most people, even who are attacked by a shark, they will get bitten. Once the shark realizes that you're not food, they're not aggressive animals.
No.
Typically, a shark would much rather run away unless there's something strange about it, like it's starving or something. And unfortunately, that is one of the bad things about Jaws is they kind of really, what's the word? Anthropomorphize the shark. The shark is like taking revenge in the second one.
No, that's the fourth movie. Jaws.
The second one too, though.
Oh.
But Jaws the Revenge, obviously, too.
Tracks her down to a completely different ocean just to kill her.
But the second one is supposed to be the mate of the first one, and it follows them to a completely different beach. Like, that's not how sharks behave.
And then it's just a super giant shark in 3D.
Yeah.
It's a mama shark in that one. That one's a female.
It gets ridiculous with the sharks. Like, sharks are just not as aggressive as that. They're defensive like most animals. So we're going to be talking about that. And then also, like, you know, the lasting legacy of it. Like, how did this movie that's really, for all intents and purposes, it's a creature feature. They don't tend to get a lot of acclaim. How has this movie managed to have such staying power? Like, I know our theater, we get classic cinema where they'll play older movies, and they do Jaws a lot, and it always does well.
2 years ago, when Laws was 18, we took him and his friend, who was also 18, to it, and it got them both to jump and squirm and scream, and they were having a great time watching it, but it just shows that it holds up. Like, it still scares people.
It really does, and I think it's not just the fact that they didn't show too much. They really tease out the scares, but it's got that great score. They got lucky with that. Steven Spielberg, you know, nobody knew what to expect of him at the time, but now we know he has this incredible eye for cinema, and he was really building. I mean, it's just a lesson in suspense. But then they also did such a great job developing the characters. I think one of my favorite parts is when Brody is just kind of like overwhelmed and he's got his head in his hands and his kid's like mocking him, and it's like a little cute moment between them, which by the way was unscripted. So yeah, just talking about that.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg said several times he just kept waiting for the phone call to come that he's fired. Like, they were just going to pull him off this movie because production was taking so long and the shark wouldn't work and everything. Ended up being a huge hit. I mean, at this point, the only thing he'd done that was, like, noteworthy was Duel, I think, right? He did Duel and then Jaws, and then he just had banger after banger afterwards.
I believe Duel was a TV movie, too.
Yeah. But it's, you know, people still talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's good, but he hadn't done a big studio film, and this was a big studio film, and unfortunately, with all the problems with the shark, like, it did sink a lot of money, and I think a lot of the biggest movies where they've blown just a lot of money on special effects that went badly usually are set on the water. It's really hard to do good special effects in the water. I think that's why so many shark movies today do CGI.
But that's what I don't get, is why is there like 20 shark movies every year? Like, people with no budget think they can do what Steven Spielberg barely could do with a studio budget. Like, I get zombie movies when you got no budget. That makes sense to me. But shark movies, like, that's like the worst idea.
I don't understand it at all. And, you know, I don't think it's even good CGI. I think when, you know, with anything, if you have bad practical, it looks bad. If you have good practical, it looks good. And bad CGI that you just took off of YouTube isn't going to work. But there are movies like The Shallows that have CGI sharks, and they look fantastic.
Yeah, but that had money, so I kind of get that.
Exactly. It takes money, whereas I do firmly feel in my heart that you can do a zombie movie on very little money, or a slasher movie on very little money and make it look really good.
And those can be fine. Shark movie, though, maybe just let people with money work on those. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't need 20 different
Unless
shark
you have
movies.
a shark. My brother has a shark.
Yeah, get a real shark.
It's a small shark.
And thanks to your brother's footage when we reviewed Jaws way back in the day, we got a real shark in that because your brother also can scuba dive.
My brother can do all the things.
So then we got like an hour break. We'll probably just go touch base with Darcy and Joe Bob. Say, hey, how'd the interview go? That kind of stuff. But then we have our last panel at 3 p.m.
We didn't tell them what my cosplay is.
Yeah, because they got to try and guess.
They haven't done.
No one's even tried to guess.
Ben, do you know what my cosplay I'm wearing right now is?
What's up, Ben?
Hi, Ben. Grim.
Santa Jaws better.
Some of the shark movies are fun. I like Santa Jaws better than Xmas Space shark movies like Jaws 4. Or the, yeah, there's some bad ones.
Some of them at least can be fun. Like, Santa Jaws is alright. Sharknadoes, those are pretty good, most of them.
They're fun.
Yeah, that's what I said. But they gotta lean into being fun with both of those movies. Like, if you know your shark can't be seriously taken.
Darcy's done some.
Yeah. She was in that weird demon triangle
like the Jersey
thing.
Shore one.
She got eaten by a shark, and then the shark was eaten by a two-headed hydra. Ripped the shark in half that she was inside of. Man, that is overkill. So, but then, yes, our final panels, you got at 3. Yours is...
My very last one is the evolution of the final girl, which I'm really excited because I did this one last year, and I'm moderating it, so I pitched this. And that one blonde girl that's pretty close.
You're almost there.
Pretty close. But this one, I'm really happy that once again we have an all-female panel, and we're going to be talking about the evolution of the final girl from our proto-final girls. That's like Jess from Black Christmas, the girls, Sally from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because typically, like, the term final girl was coined in the 90s by Carol J. Clover. And she and a lot of other people cite Laurie Strode as the one that really launched what was a final girl. So we'll talk about the ones before that. We'll talk about Laurie Strode and the trailblazers of the late 70s, early 80s, your Nancy Thompsons and all that, getting into like our meta final girls, where the big difference there is they've seen horror movies. They know the rules, like Sydney.
Yeah.
Then the death of the final girl in the early 2000s, when everyone was trying to subvert horror tropes because they had been called out by Scream and all the meta horror movies. So that's when we had like Hostel and a lot of male-led movies. And when there were women, they were typically like a love interest or they were paired with a guy.
Hostel 2 brought it back.
But that's also like, later on. So like the late 2000s, 2010s. Then we get, it's kind of an... final girls that look like the traditional ones. They seem at first like the final girls you know and love, and they usually have a secret or a dark side, one of or the other. A dark side like Midsummer, like she is a lot darker than you may realize. She looks pretty broken at the beginning. Usually they seem weak, broken, or ordinary. Or Erin, who ends up being way more than they had, prepared for, or ready or not. A lot of these girls have a hidden strength that the killer was not prepared for. So she's not only able to just like Laurie Strode grab the sewing needle, stab, and throw it away, and I don't want to no, they're like, now you're fucked.
She probably could have done more damage than a hanger if she kept onto the needle.
And then the 2020s were finally expanding and discovering new final girls, trans final girls of color. Like, we've had a little bit of this before, but we're finally expanding it a lot more and exploring more different stories and just a lot of things. Like the final girl now, like she can be sexually active like Maxine, and she can do drugs also like Maxine.
Well, Friday the 13th they always could, but and even Halloween,
the rule
Laurie smoked
is
weed.
though, and that's the thing, a lot of people think that she has to be a virgin. She doesn't have to be a virgin, especially in the 80s. She just had to be the good girl of her group.
Yeah.
So if all of her friends are having sex, then she is either just having sex with her boyfriend or she's not having sex. She needs to do less than them. So
can't be wild in comparison.
She has to be the good girl of her friend group. She doesn't have to be a good girl overall, but the good girl of her friend group. Even like if you look at Dana in Cabin in the Woods, which is the 2000s, she's still the good girl of her friend group. Even though her blonde friend, she's very, very smart and stuff. But Dana is the one who doesn't have a boyfriend, who's not having sex.
But they were releasing chemical pheromones to make people fit the stereotypes.
Because it's playing on that. But long as she is... Even Sydney does have sex in that movie, but she is a virgin through most of the film. Sydney will have a beer, but if you compare her to Tatum, she dresses a lot more conservatively. She's not as active. She's not as outspoken. So
I like Tatum.
I do too. I'm not. This isn't a diss on any women. I'm just saying that up until like recently, like now, she like Maxine, she is probably worse than anybody else. Now those rules don't apply. She doesn't have to be the good girl.
Though Maxine was always true to herself, where the other girls in X, well, the one girl anyways, she seemed like she might have been like the nice good girl, but she changed and kind of threw out her morals out of the window, and that probably led to her being dead, where Maxine kept her morals. She just had different ones. But yeah, there's a lot of evolution there. You'll have a good time talking about that.
Unfortunately, really well last year, so I'm thinking we got a good crowd this year, so a good crowd for the panel. So
that will be your one panel that I miss, because I will be doing a panel at the exact same time. My 35 years of the Ghost with the Most, and I know it's been a little more than 35 years since the first Beetlejuice came out, but there was a 35-year gap between the movies. But we talk about how he managed to stay an iconic character despite taking 35 years to get a sequel. So. Because Beetlejuice did a lot of other stuff. He had a cartoon, he has like Broadway plays, and he even apparently has like his own themed restaurants and stuff. So
we went to one.
I know, the Beetle House. Though it was very just kind of Tim Burton in general. And also had
And
others.
we're complaining why?
We're not. But there's also Slimer, who has nothing to do with either of those things. But oh, I had a great time.
Whatever, Danny with an eye.
Exactly.
So you guys want to know what my cosplay is? I'm Susan from Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Which is Diana Prince's character. She's Darcy the Mail Girl in The Lost Drive-In. She's in Halloween Ends, and if you watch interviews or the behind the scenes, she's supposed to get skewered. So Corey comes in and she's like, "Can I help you?"
That's her one line.
And she's cutting out little ghost things, and then she gets like killed and that whole thing got cut out. So this is really obscure, but justice for Susan. So this is my cosplay. I think Darcy will recognize it and will probably appreciate it.
There's probably other people that recognize it too.
I hope so. I mean, I hope it's better than the town we live in, because we went to a Halloween party once where I was dressed up as Laurie Strode, which I thought that was a gimme, and nobody knew what I was. And then I finally asked, I was like, "Well, have you seen Halloween?" I thought maybe my costume wasn't very good. And they're like, "Halloween?" They hadn't even seen Halloween. I'm like, "Yep, this sucks. This is sad."
We were in the wrong area.
It's not my crowd.
But Crypticon is our crowd, so I think people will get it.
So yeah, Saturday I'm going to be Joe Bob Briggs, and Sunday I'm going to be Susan.
I'm going to just be Darcy on Saturday and Danni, Knightmare, the rest of the weekend. However, weekend doesn't end there, because Crypticon will be pretty much done for us at that point. But then we're going to meet up with Dougie Fresh, my boss from the Time Capsule, our friend here, on Time Capsule TV. I've seen him on this channel several times. He'll be meeting up with us, and he's taking us to go see Tom Green. We're going to see Tom Green live.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, and he better put his butt on a rail. He was married to Drew Barrymore for a very brief moment. But, yeah, that'll be awesome
My
to see.
bum is on your lips.
Yeah. Loon. Why do I hear a loon? He was...
It's like the first
early
time he's done
2000s
anything in a while. He's been just enjoying Canada for a while.
Yeah, he lives out on a big ranch, and he does a lot of live streams, but it's just him walking through the woods. He rides his mule named Fanny. Rides her around. That's about it. He's got some dogs. And he'll be like, "We're walking through the woods. We're walking through the woods. Uh-oh, there's some coyote poop in the woods. Don't step in the coyote poop." That's just basically what he does these days.
Tom Ring was a rapper before he had a talk show.
He was. He was a skateboarder as well. My favorite thing he ever did was Undercutter's Pizza. It's just a skit on his show where he follows pizza delivery cars, because you can tell which ones are them, and he follows them to their destination, and then he comes out with a tackle box full of toppings, and he's like, "I'll give you a cheaper pizza, don't buy from these people." And like, they try to fight him, like one of them did anyways. I'm like, that would have been like the funniest thing ever if that happened to me. I'd be like, "I'll buy both."
Yeah, he was one of those comedians that really tried to go out of their way. Like, their comedy was more trying to like annoy people, but then you get to laugh at those people who are being annoyed.
Yeah. It was a big thing back in the day, in the early 2000s.
Yeah, another comedian who did the same kind of thing, who's also touring right now, is Pauly Shore.
Yeah. You know, Pauly Shore entered a Pauly Shore lookalike contest and lost.
So did Charlie Chaplin.
And I think Jason Mewes did a Jay and Silent Bob one and he lost too. So weird.
I did a lookalike contest. You wouldn't be able to tell my outfit now, but in town we had, there was a big release for the Breaking Dawn book. And I was kind of dressed Bella-esque with like a denim jacket, plain t-shirt, jeans, and my hair at the time was long and brown. But yeah, they're like, if you enter this Bella lookalike contest, you could win a DVD, and I won.
Nice.
So there we go.
There you go. Were you...
I had my mouth like this. Dolly Parton lost one too.
Wow, how could anybody not mistake the real Dolly Parton?
To a drag queen?
That looked like... Well,
I mean, honestly, they probably were more dressed for it.
Yeah, they probably did a great job. But still, damn. So that'll be our Sunday. And then Monday is basically we're going to stay at the hotel all day Monday. And
chillax, because we've had just not great news lately.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in a second.
Are we?
Yeah, well, a little bit. We'll give them a heads up. But, so, we're just going to really chill, because we have a big, fun weekend, but I'm sure we're going to be really tired and exhausted by Monday. So we're just going to crash and have a spa day, spaghetti day, maybe.
I feel like you're trying to say a bigger word, like spaghetti.
Yeah, I love spaghetti.
So we're gonna go like do all the hotel amenities thing. Like they have free breakfast, and then we're gonna do the hot tub, and then we're gonna swim in the pool, and then we're gonna go in the gym. Maybe we should go to the gym first, and then do the pool and put all our sweat in there for the kids to play in, because kids love to play in sweat. Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna get some spaghetti and watch Joe Bob Briggs in the hotel room.
Yeah, because unfortunately that Friday when we get to Crypticon will be the next episode of Last Drive-In, and we're going to have to miss it because we'll be there. But they always put them back up on Shudder by Sunday, so Monday we should definitely be able to watch it. And that's just what we're going to do. We're just going to relax and chill in Seattle, or SeaTac, and just have
SeaTac's in Seattle. Don't be that person.
It's technically down.
It's part of Seattle. Seattle's like cut into pieces. There's
it's like Renton and stuff. Apparently, it's miles away. Anyway,
when people came off the plane, they say we just landed in Seattle. They don't say we just landed in SeaTac.
Some people do. Even the last episode of Drive-In, Joe Bob's like, "Oh yeah, Crypticon. It's up there in SeaTac." He didn't say up in Seattle.
Said, whatever. It's Seattle Crypticon in Seattle. I'm gonna. Ben just got back from a con in Nashville. I needed a vacation. See, that's the thing. Like, cons, especially like when you work the con too, like we are being panelists, like it's so tiring. Like you kind of need a recovery day anyway. That's why we started staying an extra day just so we wouldn't have to pack up and drive 3 hours home. Because it's just really tiring. And then on top of that, there's con crud, which I haven't gotten con crud in a long time. But if you go to a con and you're not sanitizing your hands, you're touching a lot of people. A lot of times you come home when you're sick.
Happens at concerts a lot too.
Yep.
Especially like festivals.
Oh yeah. But
also like sometimes there's like 3 hotels. Sometimes we go to the one that's actually where the con's in, but then there's one across the street that we're going to be at this year. There's one around the block, like like it's even closer than the one across the street, but it's just like on the other side of the block. Either way, sometimes we have to move our car, and like so we'd have to unpack out of our, even if we're in the one in the building, we'd still have to vacate the room and take everything to our car, and then still that we have to be done by noon, and that's when our first panel is, or it's
so
a pain in the ass.
And then like
Such a pain in the ass.
You want to get dressed and you want to look nice for your panels and stuff, and then you're doing that in the bathrooms, and it's a pain. So now we can just relax and chill, and we have a lot of friends who stay that night too. And then we're going to Tom Green, and then Monday we're staying that whole day too because we have plans Tuesday.
Yeah, and on Tuesday, this okay, so Danny with an I, moi. My favorite band is Neoni, and it's just
Isn't Danny with a Y's favorite band too?
No, his favorite band is Gory and Kitty.
Well, it's funny because whenever Danny with a Y is listening to music, he is also listening to Neoni. I don't hear a lot of Kitty or Guar.
Well, you would complain if I did.
I like Guar.
Yeah, but they're
not
loud.
a huge Kitty fan.
They're loud and it's a little less.
Whatever. You're
metal.
all like.
Sometimes you're like, I'm not in the mood for metal right now. You tell me that all the time.
Not before noon.
Yeah, sometimes you tell me that even after.
It's like waking up a person with like, hey, we have pizza.
You
for
and
breakfast.
Lulz like sometimes have weird sleep schedules, so you're not always in the front. But anyways, it doesn't
don't judge
matter.
us, Danny with an I. You're so sassy.
Anyways, you're the one that's made us go down this road. So let's backtrack to the main road where
you backtrack to your main road, sister.
Girl.
You don't even do that right.
Damn right I do.
You did not.
So we're gonna go see Neoni. It's 2 sisters.
A haunted house.
Very kind of spooky, gothic,
This is how
electronic.
I'm gonna dance there. I'm a haunted house.
Hey, Fairpont.
Adam, look! Look, I'm wearing a corset and I have a super tiny waist.
I'm wearing a
We
corset
look
too.
so cute. We're practicing our cosplay makeup for Crypticon. I wanted to see how long it would take me because I have to do both our makeup. And I just wanted to see how it all looked and if there's anything I needed to get to fix anything. But what do you think? And do you know what my cosplay is? Danny with an I doesn't have the rest of her outfit on right now. But the makeup is done for Darcy the Male Girl cosplay.
Yeah, makeup and wig. The rest, I'm not wearing the rest of the outfit at the moment.
Adam, do you know what my cosplay is? Also, Adam, I have something really important to tell you. Adam, are you listening?
I'll let you finish and then tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready when I'm ready. You know, this wine glass ain't gonna fill itself up.
Yeah, well, we're almost done. If you
Are
let me
we?
finish. Well, not with that
Adam,
attitude.
do you see what I have to put up with? Anyway, Adam, I'm Susan from Halloween Ends. It's Diana Prince's character she plays. She like works at the radio station, and she gets killed. Ariel, look, I'm Susan from Halloween Ends. So like she had a whole kill, and it got cut out. But here's the thing. I and Danny are interviewing Joe Bob Briggs and Darcy, the mail girl, on Sunday. So I thought like this would be like a justice for Susan. I thought she would get it. Maybe nobody else will, but I thought she would get it. It's such a small, tiny little character. Honestly, I don't think most people will get it, even horror fans. And Darcy and Joe Bob host The Last Drive-In, so that's who we're interviewing. But yeah, this could be a Spider-Gwen too, right? Or even with the headband, almost like a Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Or kind of like a Jennifer Tilly thing going on.
Ooh, I wish.
Chucky series.
With the makeup. The makeup's very Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
far from it.
Anyway, Adam, guess what? I have a book I wanted to tell you about. Like, I think maybe you should pick this one for your next pick. So, you know how you like Star Trek? Right? So I found this book called Red Shirts, and it's basically kind of like they're on the Enterprise, right? And this guy is a red shirt on basically the Enterprise, and he realizes they keep getting sent to the missions where everybody fucking dies, and he's like,
shirts do anyways.
And all the red shirts die, and he's like, oh, fuck that shit. I'm gonna do whatever I can to not die. So yeah, it's called Red Shirts by John Scalzi. Scalzi. So I don't know. I saw that and it looks really funny. It's supposed to be really good, and I thought of you.
I'd go bleach it and then dye it like green or yellow. That's what I'd do. Like, what? This is my red shirt. I don't know what happened to it.
They make them wear red shirts so you can't see them bleed.
I think Scotty was a red shirt, though. But he didn't go on the missions. He just ran the engines.
Scotty had a brown shirt, didn't he? I bet Adam knows. Yes. Dude, I want to read it, too, so you should pick it for your next pick. Or the next Mountain Man book, so we can find out what happens with Scuss. Or, you know what, because Kayla didn't read the last one. Maybe you and I should just read that one. And then just talk about it.
You read them, so I don't have to.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Ariel.
My dad's
sad.
a big Star Trek fan, too. That is very sad, Ariel. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah. What else, Danny?
Well, as I say, and then we're going to go see...
Danny with an eyes makeup so pretty?
We're going to go see Neoni.
Neoni. What does Neoni mean again?
It means zero. Because they want to stay grounded.
And what is it? Like a foreign language?
Nordic, like Viking thing.
Oh, like me.
Yeah. So...
We should just eliminate all the other books. You should talk to Kayla about that. Also, Ariel...
You guys cut it down to 3 now, though, right?
Yes, we did. Ariel, I have a book club now if you want to join. It has its own YouTube channel. So I think there'll be a link in the description below for Strange and Unusual Book Club. I think Adam's already subscribed. But we do a live stream every month and we read books together. It's really fun. Oh, look. Your light look is on fleek.
I love when I hear that.
That's her like favorite compliment. Do you like her contouring and stuff? Look how pretty.
And yes, Danny with an eye will be the one going to
Look how natural this hairline looks.
So when we get kicked out of our hotel on Tuesday, we're just going to wander around Seattle, have some fun. Probably go to the spider shop, right?
That's in Tacoma, so it's about an hour away drive, but I'm always down to look at spiders.
Do that. Might go to Bottle Works, maybe get some dicks. Who knows?
We are going to get so much dicks. I don't know if you guys have this where you live, but the best, like, drive-up restaurant in the Seattle area or Spokane, you go up there, you park your car, you go up to the counter, and you order. It's all outside. Oh, it's so good. It's Dick's Drive-In. So if you come up to Washington, I know we have them all through here. I've never seen them in another state, but that is my favorite burger joint.
Yeah, I haven't looked for them in another state. But...
Trying to find a horror book club YouTube channel. Yeah, we have one. It's this one. That one.
Yeah.
So if you type that in, it'll take you straight to it. It's pretty small right now. I have a video coming out soon, and we've only got one stream so far.
They just switched over to that, so it's all the same great content on a new channel.
And I still got my Gory movie channel, too, which I've got a lot of stuff planned. Just got to get through Crypticon.
Yes. So, then we're going to go see Neoni and shake our butts. It'll be really cool. Because, yeah, it's a lot of fun. They have, like, spooky, cool music. And we're going to dance to it. And then we're going to come home. And, okay, so this is kind of the shitty news that we got just...
Oh, there is.
Yeah. There's some shitty news we got recently, and we've lived here exactly 1 year.
Exactly 1 year.
And
so
as soon as that 1 year lease was up...
us at all, we are really great. We rent, and I feel like we're great tenants.
Yeah.
So we lived in one place for 5 years. It's where Horror Addicts first started, is this house we lived in for 5 years. Then the owner sold the house. They were getting a divorce, and we just got mixed up in it. We had 30 days to find a new place to live, and then we lived in a different house, and that's the one that had the orange walls in the Bat Cave. And I feel like we lived there like 3 years.
3 years, exactly, yeah.
Then they sold that house. Again, nothing to do with us. They just wanted to sell it, even though he said he wasn't going to.
He's like, I wanted tenants that were planning on staying here for a long time. And then a little bit after that, he's like...
Then we moved into a really small house. That's the one that had the movies in the background. And how long did we live there? Like 2 or 3 years?
3 years.
3 years. And we've been here. We really like this place for exactly 1 year.
And as soon as that 1 year lease was up, they let us know that we have 90 days to vacate. They're going to sell the house. It's always that reason. It's always that reason.
Always that. So
the owner is selling it.
Covering our bases. We are looking to see what rentals are available. We're also going to try and see if we can get approved for a mortgage.
And buy the house. And
maybe see if we can buy it. I don't know. I've never bought a house before. That sounds very scary and like a big commitment, but...
I'm happy to do it, but I don't know. We don't even know what they're going to sell it for at this point.
Oh, that's right. You are local. Yeah, there's nice rentals there, too. We like where we live. We live up by Saddle Rock. We keep going farther out towards Saddle Rock. But East Wenatchee is really nice, too. Just right now, there isn't a lot, but we just started looking, like, this week. So, I mean, it's possible we'll find another rental, but we've just been burned so much that we're kind of like, it would be kind of nice to buy a place and have the freedom to, like,
we just finally
decide how long we want to stay there, not have to move again. And we're getting old. The last time we moved, I was like, Danny, next time we're hiring movers because it's mostly just him and I. And I'm going to be 45 this year.
So
like,
we're still
Mama can't do this anymore.
Financially recovering from moving and buying a new car.
I finally got a debt, yeah.
So, this is just...
And our car shit out on us. We only have one car. So we're living that glamorous YouTube life, obviously.
We're still going to be posting content on all of our channels and stuff. It just, bear with us.
If we have to move, like last year I remember I took a month off, so I didn't do anything for a month because
we'll keep you updated, but...
I'm hoping, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what we can get approved for. We're going to do our best. If we are able to buy the house, then it shouldn't be any interruptions. But if we can't, then yeah, we're going to have to move. And it's not just moving. Like, you have to go look at places, and it's a whole fucking ordeal. There's packing, and then it just takes a while then to unpack. I feel like the whole moving thing is like a 6-month process. Even when you've done it as much as I have. So I grew up as a military brat. If you've watched us long enough, you probably know that. But I grew up as a military brat. My mom's English. My dad was in the Air Force and is from Washington State. But I actually, like, tracked, like, what's the longest I've ever lived anywhere. So we moved a lot when I was a kid, too. The longest I've ever lived anywhere is that first house we did videos from. I lived there for 5 years. That's the longest I've lived anywhere. Like, I am so sick of moving. I am so sick of moving.
That's when the Horror Addicts filmed in the Horror Attic, because we had a big old attic in that house.
Yeah, at this
probably wasn't
point,
the best for sound, but we were new.
I am so tired of moving, so I don't know. Wish us luck. It's kind of a big, scary thing, and I don't even know if we could get approved, so...
Yeah, we don't know a whole lot of anything at the moment.
Yeah.
But we're going to go enjoy this weekend, because we've already been planning it for this whole year, so... We'll come back, and then it'll be our problem to really buckle down on as soon as we get back.
I feel like we're due for a win, so hopefully...
Yeah, we definitely are.
And we have a lot of supportive friends and family and stuff, so... Worst case scenario, we can also plan it out this time too and just be like, yo, better incentives for people to help us move.
Yes.
Yes. Like, you can take one of the autographs or something, or make you dinner. I make good fish and chips, Adam, if you want to help us move, but hopefully we don't have to need help moving.
So, I will be right back.
Where are you going?
I'm going to get you some wine.
Oh, I'm going to show them a picture, because they don't know what my cosplay is, and I want to show them.
See my whole outfit.
You look sexy. So I'm going to show you a picture of my cosplay. So it's, again, like, I don't expect anybody to know this, but, yeah, this is Susan. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Just do a display capture, window capture. Let's see if we can do that. So this is the cosplay I'm trying to do. Like I said, it's pretty obscure. So if you don't get it, honestly, I know a lot of people didn't even like this movie, but I really like her, and I thought she would appreciate the kind of obscure cosplay. So yeah, I got the wig, I got the necklace, and the bangles, and I did, I don't know, I think I did a pretty good job. So hopefully she likes it. So what do you think? It's so good. Thank you, Adam. Do you know who Darcy the male girl is? He's not wearing the outfit right now, but this is the makeup I'm doing on Danny. Oh, you're so sweet, Adam. Thank you. Adam likes my cosplay. You don't tell Adam what to like. Okay, so this is Danny. She does have this outfit, but this is the cosplay she's doing. So that's the makeup.
Yes, I do.
Which is the same actress.
That season 1 Mario Girl
Sit down.
outfit I have.
You only know her for her porn career. I mean, like, you only both.
Actually, when she first became a thing and she told everybody she was an adult actress, I was like, I wonder if I've seen her in any of her porn.
Yes.
So I kind of like Googled it, obviously.
So that's the makeup
So
that I try to do.
Yeah, anyways, I kind of Googled her, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't think I've seen any of these before the show. But then later I found out she was a wrestling fan, and it kind of like light bulb on my head. I'm like, wait a minute. China. She was in China's very first porn. So there you go. China the wrestler. I'm like, I guess I have seen one of hers.
Here's another picture of Darcy, the male girl. This is when she's all dressed up.
That's the Hogzilla episode.
Yeah, Hogzilla, Hogzilla, Hogzilla. So this is the makeup I was trying to do on Danny.
I kind of have to... I can't really have the cleavage she has because mine aren't real. So
What?
I kind of have to be somewhat covered up.
You just need a corset because it takes all your belly and makes boobs out of them.
That is.
This is 80% belly. This is just my beer gut right here.
Cheers to boobs.
Yeah.
My name's wrong. Oh well.
You help me do this. There's a lot of milk chocolate dog. Nice. Very nice. Very evil.
Yeah, it's like going to Voodoo Donuts. Unfortunately, those aren't important.
She's in tons of like parts in. I remember she was in Bunnyman Vengeance, and she's just in so many, like parts in horror movies and such.
And she's doing even more and more and more, and good for her.
Yes.
I hope to still get her in one of mine one of
Adam
these days.
says my cosplay is really good.
It is really good.
I did such attention to detail. Like I looked, I made sure I got like rings. I got a whole bunch of them for like $3 and bracelets and.
No, you did
I'm
a great job.
not done yet.
Love
This is actually a dress to make it look like her shirt, but I'm going to cut it into a shirt, and then I also got some jeans, and her jeans have like studs on them, so I'm going to put some studs on them, but I think that's kind of the fun part is like making the costume and getting it just right. So I enjoy it.
Yeah. I'm glad you did a really good job on it, because, I'm going to set that bar really high on Saturday. So.
On Saturday, I'm going to be Joe Bob. Adam, I'm so dedicated. I even got brown contacts. I've never had brown eyes in my life. I can't wait. You have beautiful brown eyes.
Yeah, I have blue contacts, so I can look more like her on Saturday.
I think she will too. I actually want to see. They have a button maker where Danny works. I might see if I can go in this week and make a button for myself. Justice for Susan. Or at least a sign, like a wrestling sign to have by my chair. I might do that. That's easy.
You should get a button. What was the name of the radio station from that movie that she works in?
I just had the picture.
You could have a radio station button. looks like you work there.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. No, she's gonna love it. It's gonna be a great weekend. We're gonna have a great time.
I'd love to hear a story, Ariel.
Yeah, tell us. We're just, spilling the tea and drinking some wine now. We spilled our tea earlier. Kind of just told you everything. However, so for part of the channel update, I have some news.
News?
I have this cool poster that the nuns gave us, Killer Kayla and Dougie Fresh, and you just scratch 1 through 100, and you get to choose. Well,
you still have to do this one.
This one is what I'm doing for Father's Day. It's a great movie to do on Father's Day.
Is it though?
Yes. So that will be my Father's Day review. However, 1 through 100 minus 36, because when I got it, it was already scratched. You members of the channel, I don't know if any members are watching right now, but you get a free vote.
Can I be a member and vote?
Yeah, of course you can be a member and vote.
Will you pay me back the $1 for joining as a member?
Sure.
That seems like cheating. I won't do that.
Anyways, I made a post that members can read in the community chat here on YouTube, and it explains the rules. Every member gets a free vote per month. I'll do this every month, and you can choose.
I feel like I can see some of the
movies.
titles. Maybe we should cover them with little bits of tape.
It doesn't matter, because I'm not looking at them too much, and
well, I am.
it's not a big deal. I don't really care if they can or not. So, you just give me what number, 1 through 100, you want me to scratch, and after everybody gives me their vote, I will see what numbers there are and pick one of those numbers at random, and that'll choose my next review. And that's how I will do reviews.
I bet you they're going to pick 69 because that's the sex number.
Right? 69 is a very good number. The other way to get votes, because you can be a member or not be a member and still get votes, $3 super chat and tell me your number. And I'll go into the numbers, because some people might want to guarantee their number gets picked.
I'm charging $3 for doing your makeup. I want to vote.
Alrighty then.
No, I won't vote. They should enjoy it. But guess what, Adam and Ariel? The Father's Day pick is Don't Look Now. It's got Donald Sutherland in it. And his daughter dies in the very beginning.
And he thinks he sees her everywhere, and he's always trying to, find her.
Yeah. So, the last stream, I think you remember for book club, Heather picked. So now all the regulars who show up have picked. So unless Ariel shows up, because she hasn't come to a book club stream yet, which I think the next one's May 15th. So then Ariel would automatically get a pick. But if there's nobody new, it cycles back around, and we'll just do votes until.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea. Ooh, spooky. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know where they got this poster, Ariel, but I don't know. Maybe on Amazon you can find it. You can find anything on Amazon nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know. The nuns gave it to me as a gift, and I'm like, great, I can use it on the channel. It'll be fun. Why scratch it myself? And hypothetically, I've already, reviewed Halloween, so if one of them scratches and it's Halloween, because I'm sure Halloween's on there somewhere, I'll just do the next Halloween in the franchise that I haven't done. So.
Okay, Adam, truth. Have you read Mountain Man Book 2 yet? And if you have, do you like it more or less than Mountain Man Book 1? What? We're friends and we talk about books.
Zombies in the mountains?
Yeah, it was Zombies in the Mountains, and it ended on a huge cliffhanger, and I'm really worried, because, okay, if you have read it, is Scott coming back yet, or do I have to wait till the third one? Oh, Ariel, honey, it's okay. Life happens, girl.
Don't worry about it.
And I'm really sorry about your dad. You've read them all? Okay, Adam, spill the tea. Is Scott in book 2? And do you like book 2 more than book 1? Wouldn't it be crazy if we could just switch our eyeballs out for our cosplays? Because you need blue eyes to be Darcy.
I thought
and
about
I need
that.
brown eyes to be Joe Bob.
I think I was dreaming about that the other day, because I remember
Like if we could just pop them out?
This conversation is deja vu at this
I would
point.
let you borrow them.
Likewise.
Kyle Slimes.
And since we're gender bending our cosplays on Saturday, we could just switch out our genitals.
Oh, fuck that crap. I don't know the last time you even washed yours.
Wash it every day, thank you very much.
Whatever. You need a
Very
midday
cool.
hose down. Adam, is Scott in book 2? I have to know.
Adam Scott?
You go to hell and you die. You know I hate Adam Scott more than
Scott.
I hate anything. I hate Adam Scott more than glutens and carbs combined.
I don't know about that, but I do hate Adam Scott.
I hate Adam Scott.
Ugh.
And it's not for any good reason. Like, he's never done anything to me. He has this punchable face.
So Weasley.
Such a punchable face. I hate it. Just looking at him, I want to punch him. I am so glad I've never met him because I think I would be tempted to punch him.
It's also that he's like shows up in a lot of these comedies, like TV shows and movies, and he's not funny. He's just got a punchable face.
Yeah, that's a great pick, Ariel. Do it.
Though I do love Krampus. There's movies that he's in that I love. Just
I like Parks and Rec. I just don't like him.
Exactly.
That's why I don't want to watch Severance, because I can't stand looking at his stupid face. Like, I freaking liked that Hellraiser 4 movie, but he's freaking in it. He ruined Puppet Master. He ruined so much stuff. This stupid face. It is the most punchable face. He just looks so smug.
Yeah, he's always so smug. So smarmy.
Again, nothing personal. I'm sure he's very nice.
Yeah, I don't know him in real life, but I'm sure he's fine. Lesser Chin.
Definitely. I actually, if you notice,
Everybody's
Ariel,
the Lesser Chin to Bruce Campbell.
there is the Final Girl support group right there, so I have it. Grady Hendrix is my favorite modern author. Ooh, I'm also, The Return of Scott. They should call it The Return of Scott. Also, your local, Adam. Next month, Kayla and I are going to Bremerton, Washington, which is beautiful. And we're going to go to the Matt Dinneman book signing, and we're going to get the books 5 and 6 there. Actually, I'm going to get them. Because you have to buy a book to get in, and Kayla didn't want a book. And I need the next 2 books, and I want to get them signed. So, I got her book for her. But yeah, we're going to meet Matt Dinneman. I can't wait. I might dress up like Donut, who's a cat.
Yeah. Then you have a little slumber party for your birthday, huh?
Oh yeah, my sister's coming over for my birthday.
Yay! That should be fun.
Yeah.
We're also going to be appearing on Strange Monkey's show soon. So, the Strange Monkey Reviews, if you haven't
Hi, baby.
checked out that channel, it's great. And we're going to be appearing on there soon, so.
Our dog's got a sneezes.
Sneezy coffee thing going
I
on.
think he's allergic.
Allergic to a good time?
You? Hi, baby. It's okay. He just turned 12.
Oh.
Oh, no. You okay? It's okay, buddy.
It is an odd choice to sign, but.
He's from Oak Harbor, so he is from the northern area. I'm not sure why. I know he's doing a lot of book signings. Like, he usually does Crypticon, but his daughter is graduating that week. But I know he's doing a lot of book signings, so it's probably just a place where he got invited. And it is really pretty there. So, and like I said, from Oak Harbor, it's not that far of a drive, I don't think. Or Gig Harbor. I don't know. He's from one of them. Elder gentleman doggy, indeed.
Well, I think all our tea has been spilled.
Yep.
And our wine is gone, so it's probably.
My grandma used to spill the tea into the little saucer like this, and then she'd give the dog some in a biscuit. But
That's a cookie,
she's
right?
English. Well, she'd give him a dog biscuit.
Yeah.
But, her and I would have digestives, which sounds disgusting, but they're just
Sounds like it's makes your stomach feel better.
cookies. I don't know why they're called chocolate digestives. They're just cookies with some chocolate on them.
You digest them, I guess. But
You know what? I don't know, okay?
I didn't name them.
They're delicious.
I've had them before. They are delicious.
And then sometimes she'd give me wagon wheels, which are also good. Which also doesn't sound good, but they're delicious.
I also have like a video that will go up like in a day or two. And
We have a book club video coming. Baby, it's okay. We're wrapping up, baby.
I got one, it's about horror coffee. It'll be on Monday. And then I got one that I've filmed with Dougie Fresh. He's my first guest on Haunt Ones. Guess what Haunt Ones is a ripoff of?
Hot ones.
Yeah, chicken wings. Anyways, I got some awesome horror hot sauces from the Movie Dumpster. Those guys are great. Go check out Joe and Sean.
They were on the Oscars.
Yeah, they were on that. So was Strange Monkey Reviews.
It's okay, baby.
A lot of our friends were on the Oscars. Anyways, so Haunt Ones, I will be doing 3 sauces, 3 chicken drumsticks and their horror hot sauces, and I just asked my guests a couple of questions. Yes, it's a ripoff of Hot Ones, but I don't care. It's horror-themed hot sauces. That's the difference. And I just wanted to show off those hot sauces and tell you what they taste like. Because I got 3 awesome ones from Movie Dumpster. One is their dumpster slime, which they have every year. Then they had Sammy Curry, but like curry is in the, you eat curry. But Sammy Curry is the villain from Trick or Treat. And then they had the Dolly Dearest Devil Doll sauce. And that one, whew.
It's a spicy sauce.
Yeah, even Gory and Lols got to try that one. And,
I don't care for it that much.
Yeah, it had a bunch of kick to it, though.
It was all kick and not a lot of flavors. And usually it's like a good hot sauce. It's like it tastes really good, and then it kicks you in your butt, but it kicks it in a way where it hurts so good.
Yeah.
But this was just getting kicked in the stomach. It kind of felt like getting elbowed in the stomach, and you're just like, what the fuck was that for? So it was not, in my opinion, good.
Which is weird because it's a mango habanero, and I like.
And I usually like it, but I didn't taste any mango.
I tasted some, but.
Yep. Well, we got that the Chipotle way.
Oh yeah, Chipotle way. Yeah. Not everybody has a cast iron stomach.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that's about all we have to really talk about. Unless you got anything else you want to say or plug. We're gonna have a great time. We just wanted to check in with you, let you guys know what was going on with us. Mostly good, but some other stuff we have to work out. We'll keep you updated on that though.
Yeah, there's a Vampira one too, Ariel.
Oh yeah,
that one's really good.
I got Vampira Verde
and Return of the Living Dead one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have other ones as well. I will do more episodes, but I've already got one filmed, so we'll see. And that's one. Those ones, the Movie Dumpster ones. So, all right. Well, till next time. Do we have the clapper board?
I do have one right here. Jeez.
Perfect.
Here you go.
Cut.